Hi, it's Carol Doherty. Today I'd like to talk about good work habits that are important to develop. Now, I'm sure you have heard 1,000,001 productivity tips. Have a to-do list, don't have a to-do list. Block time, schedule free time, do this, do that. Those aren't the kind of tips I want to talk about today. Those are important habits. Knowing what you need to do the next day, planning your work and doing all of that, yes, absolutely important. Creating habits around how you'll manage that is very critical to your success. However, I think there are some underrated habits that if we all worked on developing would make everybody more effective. And if you develop these habits, you will be seen as confident, competent, and capable. All right, here are my 3 big tips. First, master the habit of being curious. Curiosity is such a powerful tool. If you keep learning, looking for new ideas, new ways of doing things, new thoughts, new information, you're going to be somebody who grows and can move into other areas, other positions, move up the ladder if that's what you want. Also, around curiosity is assume you don't have all the answers. You may be the smartest person sitting in that room, but someone else is going to have an idea you haven't had yet because their experiences, their knowledge, their skills are different than yours. Stop assuming you have all the answers. You don't. Also, get input. When you're working on a solution, you're working on a problem, get ideas from other people. Be curious about what other folks think. Even the naysayers, the people who say, oh, that will never work, stay curious as to why they feel that way. You might learn something about a risk you hadn't foreseen. You don't know. Assume you don't know. And get that input. And then the last part of curiosity is seek feedback. Get people to tell you how you're doing. What are you doing well? And what can you do differently to be even more effective in the future? It's not about good or bad, right or wrong. This isn't judgments. This is feedback. What's going well? What can be better? That's a lot easier to swallow, to absorb than, well, you do this well, you do that bad. No, it's what can I do to be better? Get curious about that. You will find that people will be more drawn to you because you're open, you're curious, you're interested. And that leads to the second habit. And that habit is around collaboration. Now, collaboration can be overrated. You can overdo collaboration. But when you do it right, collaboration really is about working with other people. To me, it's a scale. You have compliance, you have cooperation, and you have collaboration. If people are just complying with what you're asking, they're not invested, they're not engaged. Cooperating, they're engaged, but they're not really invested. If you get collaboration, you've got people invested and engaged in what's going on. That's powerful for solving problems and tackling issues, finding new solutions, finding new ideas. Collaboration is amazing for that. Part of how you can do that is, again, look for ways to help other people. Pretty easy. How can I help? What can I do? Help other people succeed. If you're willing to put their success ahead of yours, people are going to be interested in working with you. I'm not saying lay down and be a doormat, but help people succeed. Make their success as important to you as yours. Who doesn't like that person? And then put your team as a whole first. Again, I'm not saying don't take credit for what you do as part of the team, but look for the team's success. So many times I've worked with people who they don't care so much about the team. Yes, they're part of the team, but they're more worried about how do they look? How good is it for them? What can they do to shine? And it actually hurts the team because you have a prima donna over there trying to get the attention. They're focused on their results, their image, their stuff, whereas the rest of the team is struggling. They might actually pull the team in the wrong direction. So put the team first. Look to have the team succeed. Have other people succeed. Your success is going to follow. Stay assertive. Own what you do. Own your own success. But work with each other. Help people succeed. Look for ways to help. So that's number 2, collaboration. Then the last habit that I think is totally underrated. So number 3 is empathy. But Carol, emotions don't belong at work. BS. Emotions are part of who we are as human beings. We don't check our emotions at the door when we walk into work. It doesn't work that way. I've seen so many people attempt to do that. I've done it. I've worked to bury my emotions. I'm going to come in. I'm just going to do my job. Yeah, I have scar tissue in my stomach from an ulcer. Part of that is from burying who I am and not bringing all of me to the table. Your emotions are coming to work with you. If you had a flat tire on the way into work, you're probably going to walk into work in a bad mood. You're not going to check that at the door. You can't. Or if your kid is sick and you're worried about him. When my son was in the hospital for RSV, yeah, I was not the most effective employee. I was actually not at work most of the time. And even when I came back and he was at home being cared for by my husband, I'm worried about him. I have a very sick child. Of course you're going to be that way. So if you're being that way, everybody else is too. So develop the habit of being empathetic. And what I mean by that is be kind. This isn't about being nice and rolling over and letting other people have their way. Being kind is working with people, having them be important as well. And it may be standing up for what's right, even if it's not popular. So be kind. Seek first to understand and then be understood. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It is a mantra of mine to seek first to understand and then be understood. Empathy is about emotional intelligence. It's a key part of emotional intelligence. And if you can be empathetic and get in the habit of having empathy for your peers and your coworkers, the people around you, you're going to build relationships. As you build relationships, you're going to be able to collaborate better. You'll be learning more, and you will be more effective. So those are my 3 favorite tips for what habits you should be developing at work. 1, curiosity. 2, collaboration. 3, empathy. These are different than the normal productivity tips. However, they're bringing you, all of you, to your workplace and making you more effective because you can work better with others. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, subscribe to my channel so you can see more of these kind of videos. And if you sign up at insider.caroldoherty.tube, you will get notified when I bring out new information. Hope to see you around. Have a great day.